Hey guys, Justin here, and today I want to talk about how you can promote your music and get new fans using cover songs. And this has been one of the best ways, as long as the music industry's been around, one of the best ways to get new fans. And we'll talk about why that is in this video. And we'll give you some pointers to get your cover songs in front of a bigger audience that's likely to respond to them. And I'll also cover some things that you might want to avoid when you're using cover songs to promote, your music and yourself as an artist. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so there's two main reasons why cover songs are such a powerful tool to get a new audience. First of all, it's easier to get people engaged in a cover song than it is a new song if they're not already a fan of yours. And you can probably think back to your own experiences where maybe you've been at a live show with an artist that you weren't that familiar with. You might have been enjoying their music a little bit, or maybe enjoying it a lot, but I'm sure that if they came on and played a cover song, you probably got a lot more into it, especially if it was a song that you knew and you liked. And you might have experience with your own live performances when you've been out there performing your own music and then thrown in some cover songs, and you can see how the crowd reacts to that, how they're instantly a lot more engaged. So uploading videos of you performing cover songs on YouTube can be a really great way to engage a whole new audience, especially if you put your own spin on it, make it your own, so it sounds more like you and not necessarily like the original. That can add an extra level of interest that would make people want to like it and share it. So the first reason why utilizing cover songs to get more fans is so powerful is because it's easier to get them engaged in the first place. The second reason is because people are already searching for that song. So on sites like YouTube, people search for music that they want to listen to, and they'll be searching for a specific song. And a cover version of your song shows up, they might listen to it, and they might really like it. And you're not having to go out there and find the fans because they're already on YouTube searching for this music anyway. All you're doing is stepping in front of the traffic, putting your video where your potential fans are already going to be anyway. So cover songs are a really great way to grow your audience. So today I'm going to give you some tips on how you can promote your songs on YouTube. So the first thing that you should be thinking about is, are people actually searching for this music? So doing a cover song of something that you really like that maybe not a lot of people have heard is great and all. And as an artist, if that's just something you want to do, then by all means do that. I'm not going to say don't do cover songs of songs that people haven't heard of, but I will say when it comes to utilizing cover songs to help get your music in front of a new audience, doing cover songs of stuff that people aren't searching for might not be the best promotional strategy because nobody's going to be searching for them. So it makes a lot more sense to do cover songs of, songs that are popular, that people are searching for now. So the first thing I want to show you is a couple of tools that you can use to find songs that are likely to have a lot of people searching for them. So the first one is on YouTube itself. Over here, when you log in, on the left side, there's a option that says trending. Just click on that. And then up at the top, you'll see that there's some basic categories that YouTube already divides this stuff up into, and one of them is music. So if you click on that, you'll see some music that's already trending. And by trending, that simply means that more and more people are starting to listen to this music. So one of the benefits of doing cover songs of music that's trending now versus other popular songs that may be a little bit older is that, one, there's probably more searches for these songs right now. And two, there's probably less competition, because if you think about classic songs like, maybe Bob Marley or Bob Dylan or Led Zeppelin or something, like there's tons of competition there because people have been creating cover versions of Redemption Song and Stairway to Heaven for decades. So there's a lot of people searching for that music, but there's probably a lot of other cover versions of those songs that are already uploaded to YouTube. So it's going to be harder to step in front of that traffic. It's going to be harder to get your video to rank. And when it comes to getting your videos to rank for search results, there's a lot of best practices, and I could do a whole video on that, but I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm going to show you some other ways that you can promote your videos and step in front of that search traffic besides just the organic search results, because that's going to be a little bit more complicated. But if you would like me to shoot a video on ranking your videos organically, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll put one of those together for you. But the main point that I'm trying to make here is that if you're trying to do cover songs as a way of getting your music in front of new audiences, you want to target stuff that's popular right now, that has a little bit less competition, so fewer people already doing cover versions of these songs. And one of the best ways to do that is to look at what's trending now. So again, under YouTube, go down to trending, and there's a bunch of music videos that are trending right now that you could check out. Also, you can go to Google Trends. So this is just google.com/trends. And you can search to see if a particular artist is on the upswing or a little bit more stagnant or on the downtrend. So for example, if I were to search Ariana Grande, I would just type her name in here, click enter, and it'll take me to this page right here. It'll give me an idea of how interest in Ariana Grande has been growing over time. So you can see that there's a fairly steady, if you kind of ignore these little spikes for a second, you'll see there's a fairly steady uptick, which means her popularity is currently growing. More and more people are searching for stuff related to Ariana Grande. These spikes are going to be releases, when she releases new music and stuff like that. Typically, that's going to be what's causing these spikes. Or if there's something going on in the media, some tabloid BS or something like that. But these are web searches. There's also an option to sort by Google searches, or sort by YouTube searches, rather. And you can see there's still a fairly steady increase. There's some spikes where that's probably around video releases and stuff. But overall, interest is growing here. So Ariana Grande might be an artist that you would want to keep tabs on when she's releasing new music, so you can be one of the first people to release a cover song of her new music on YouTube. And that way you can leverage the fact that people are going to be searching for her music to get your music out there in front of those people. And on the flip side of that, you might find that, you're thinking about doing some cover songs of certain artists, but it might turn out that they're not the best option because fewer people are showing interest. So for example, if we were to take a look at Ed Sheeran, who's a very popular artist, and I'm sure there's still a ton of people searching for his music on YouTube, but you'll see that over the past year, it's really on a steady downswing. Now, I'm not saying that necessarily means you shouldn't do cover songs of Ed Sheeran stuff, and I'm certainly not saying that there's not any traffic out there for it, because there certainly is. But there's also a lot of competition. There's also a lot of other people doing cover versions of songs that he's done. And the interest seems to be dropping a little bit. So that is something to take into consideration. Now, I'm sure if he has a new album come out, that'll probably jump back up really high. But right now, it looks like the interest is kind of dropping. And then if you take a look at artists that have been around for a long time, Bob Marley's not really around anymore, but his music's been around for a long time. You can see it's pretty steady. There's not like an increase right here. There's a lot of interest, but I guarantee you there's a ton of cover songs already out there. So it might make it a little bit harder to tap into that traffic just because there's so many other people that have already covered Bob Marley songs. But when you find an artist like Ariana Grande, where there's more and more interest developing around her, and you can see there's these huge spikes in searches whenever she releases new music, you keep an eye on, the songs that she's releasing. And this doesn't have to be Ariana Grande by any means. If you don't hate her music, don't do cover songs of her music. It's just an example. But you can go to Google Trends, put in some artists that you are following, that you do like, that are releasing new music, see what their interest level's like in terms of YouTube searches. And if you see that it's like an increasing interest, that might be a good sign that when they release a new song, you want to be one of the first people to do a cover of it. Now I want to show you a pretty simple and pretty cool way that you can get any cover song really in front of a new audience that'll be searching for that, even if the competition is a little bit higher in terms of organic search results. So it might be a little bit more difficult to rank your video, but you can actually pay to get your cover versions of songs in front of people that are already searching for those songs on YouTube. And it's not very expensive at all. So using Google Ads, you can actually place your cover songs either at the beginning of the actual version of the song or other cover versions of the song, or you can have it show up in search results when people are searching for that song or for cover versions of the song. So I'm going to quickly give you a brief rundown of how to do this. So you just want to go to ads.google.com, set up an account if you don't already have one, and you'll need to connect your YouTube channel. There's plenty of resources out there that show you exactly how to do that, so I'm not going to get into all that. Google makes it pretty simple to set up your account because they do want your money. So just go to ads.google.com and they walk you through the process of getting your account set up. It's pretty straightforward. And if you need any additional help, there's about a gazillion videos on YouTube already that demonstrate how to get your AdWords account set up and how to start running ads on YouTube. But I will show you really quick how to set up your targeting so that you can make sure that your videos are showing up in the right places. So once you log into your dashboard, it'll look something like this. You go to campaigns, and then you'll click this little button to add a new campaign. Click New Campaign. And there's a lot of options here, but I'm just going to click Create a Campaign without a goals guidance. Select a campaign type. This is going to be video because it's a music video. And if you haven't done this before, I mean, you'll just want to stick with standard video campaigns. Then click Continue. All right, so here you can have a campaign name, set your budget. I recommend starting with the daily budget. I would start with maybe $5 or $10, nothing crazy. Most of this stuff you can leave the same. For locations, you might want to switch to all countries and territories, unless you, for some reason, want to target a very specific region. Maybe just keep it in your own country or your own state or your own city even. But for the most part, if you're not trying to geo-target your ads for any particular reason, I would just change it to all countries and territories. Most of this other stuff you can just leave the same. You can organize by ad group as well. So this is like a subdivision of your campaign. So let's just say as a campaign, you might have a bunch of different cover songs. So you might just call this cover songs. And then each individual song that you do a cover of, you might have a separate ad group name. So let's say all the versions that you have of Stairway to Heaven. I know I spelled that wrong. And then when you get down to the actual ad level, down here, you'll have an option to name the ad. So you might have like a live version, a studio version, maybe a version you recorded in your garage, something like that. It's really up to you how you organize your campaigns. But the main thing that I want to show you here is the targeting. So there's a couple of different ways, actually a lot of different ways that you can set up your targeting. But there's two ways in particular that I would recommend setting up your targeting to get your video in front of the right audience when you're promoting a cover song. So the first one is just by targeting keywords. And this is actually not my favorite way to do this, but it can work if there's a lot of people searching for this and not a lot of competition. It could be a very affordable way to get a lot of views. So it's worth testing out, and I want to show you how to do it. This is basically just telling Google to show your video when people are searching for specific search phrases. So if we were to go over here and let's say we're doing a cover song of Kodak Black, Close to the Grave. Okay, so we'll just want to type in, I would put this in parentheses, close to the grave, and just keep that in parentheses. That way, Google knows to target people searching specifically for this phrase. One thing, however, though, is I don't know what type of search results that'll bring up. There might be some other stuff. Okay, so Google pretty much knows that for the most part, this is going to be this particular song by this artist. So most likely your video would get placed in the right place. And you can have multiple phrases. You might even try targeting Close to the Grave cover. There might be people that are actually searching for a cover version of that song. They might be searching for a specific cover version and stumble across yours instead, which could still get you some good targeted views. And that's all something that you might want to test out because a lot of people do their targeting this way and they get good results. But I actually have a way that I prefer that I think is a lot better, which is not targeting by keywords, but targeting by actual placement and targeting by specific videos. I can actually run ads on this video. So if I want to search for the official video, all right, so I just type in the title of the video that I want to search for. All right, so there's a bunch of videos of Close to the Grave that are supposedly official releases, but I can just target all of these. Now, there's some people reacting to the song, and like these don't have very many views, so I would avoid those. But if I take this part off and search again, I might find some other versions. So here's a instrumental version, so somebody that's already done their own version of this song. All right, so I can target by specific videos and then shut off the ones that aren't working for you, that are costing you more than you really want to spend. But this way I could actually put my cover version of this song at the beginning of these videos where there's normally an ad. And I could also have it show up in search results. So the way that you would do that is you'll come down here after you set your bid. So this is your maximum amount you're willing to spend per view. I would usually set this to 10, but with music videos, typically you're going to usually spend like 1 or 2 cents per view. And then you would go down here and put your video URL right here. I don't have an actual cover version of this song, so I'm just going to grab this URL and paste it right here. just so I can show you these options. This is not what you would want to do. You would want to put your actual URL of your video right here. And then you have a couple of different options. So there's the video discovery ad, which will show your cover version in search results. So it'll look kind of like this. You see, this is on mobile, on desktop. When we go to our search results here, it'll just have your ad like show up right here. Like your video will show up here. There'll be a little yellow box that says ad next to it, but it'll still be there and it'll probably get a lot of views. And you only actually pay by the view anyway. So if people aren't clicking on it, well, then you don't have to pay for it anyway. And it'll also show up as related or suggested videos. And that would be over on this side when the video's playing. You'll see that there are some suggested videos over here, not there. I've got this, you probably don't have on your version of YouTube. But over here, all of this stuff's normally like right next to the video, and you have, sometimes you'll see ads over here. They look just like these other suggested videos, and that's where yours would display when you're running these video discovery ads. It'll be either under recommended videos or in with other search results. And then you have the option for an in-stream ad. And these are the ones that run at the beginning of the video. So somebody may go to the Kodak Black Close to the Grave official video, and you could actually have your cover version show up before the official video starts. And if people skip it, you don't have to pay for it. But if they actually watch at least a certain percentage, I think at least like 30 seconds or something of your video, then you pay for it. But you're getting exposure to people that are searching for that specific song that, if you do a good job, are probably likely to enjoy your music too. And they might even want to check out some more of your music. And that's really your goal here, just to get your music exposed to a new audience. You'll have the option to put a display URL here. So when the ad runs, down in the corner on a desktop, there'll be a little URL where people can click through, and you can set that to whatever you want. You could set it to your website. You could set it to your iTunes page. You can send them to your YouTube channel. That's up to you. So on desktop, it shows up down here in this corner. On mobile, it shows up in the top right-hand corner. You could set a call to action if you want. So you could check this box, and it'll have this little image show up where you could send people to buy your album on iTunes for now. You could say, right, it says call to action, buy now. And you'll see that the button set changes to buy now. So if you set this URL right here to go to your iTunes page, you can have this little thing pop up that says buy now. And if they click on it, they can go to your iTunes page. Or you could say something like watch more and send them to your YouTube channel. You can add a headline like now on Spotify, for example. So you'll see right here, it says like now on Spotify. You change your call to action button, listen now. So now on Spotify, listen now. You put your link to your Spotify channel, and then you can send your visitors there. It's completely up to you how you want to do that or what you want to do there. And then, like I said, you can name your ad, how you organize your campaigns. Again, that's up to you. You might have multiple versions of this cover song. You might have multiple videos of you performing this cover song, maybe live or in the studio. So that might be where you want to separate them, like put studio version and then have like a live version as well. Then you just click save and continue, and that's pretty much it. So that's just one way to promote your music video. The main thing to keep in mind is that you're probably going to get better results when you're doing cover versions of songs that are popular now, that a lot of people are searching for now, that don't quite have a ton of competition yet. So looking at trends on YouTube and using Google Trends, you can start to find artists and songs that might be good for you to cover now. And you can get organic search traffic this way. Your cover version may actually show up, if a lot of people like it and they're engaging with it, it may actually show up in the recommended videos and in search results on its own without you having to pay for it. But to get the ball rolling, you might want to run a few ads. So I gave you a basic overview here of at least how to set up your targeting to get your ad to show up in the right place. All right, so I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and tick the little bell icon to be notified when new videos are released. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.